It all started with a lie. A harmless one. At least that is what Riley told herself. When she grabbed Liam's hand under the table at her mother's birthday brunch and blurted out, "We're dating." The room froze. Her mom's fork paused midair, her aunt gasped dramatically, and her cousin nearly choked on a mimosa. Liam, her best friend since they were 12, didn't flinch. He glanced at her, raised one brow, and smiled like it was the most natural thing in the world. Then he laced his fingers through hers like he'd been waiting to do it for years. "You could have warned me," he murmured through his teeth as the table exploded into squeals and questions. Panicked, Riley whispered, cheeks flushing. And just like that, they were a couple, or at least everyone thought they were. It was supposed to last a few weeks, just long enough to get through the gauntlet of family dinners, weddings, and nosy matchmaking attempts. Liam didn't even hesitate when she asked. That was the thing about him. He never said no to her. So they played the part. Long looks, inside jokes, matching outfits at her sister's engagement party. They had always been close, but now the proximity was different, deliberate, electric. "Do you realize?" Liam said one night, sitting beside her on the couch while pretending to scroll through photos for their relationship timeline. "But your mom asked me what kind of ring you'd like?" Riley groaned, throwing her head back dramatically. "We're in too deep." He looked at her, something unreadable in his eyes, maybe not deep enough. She laughed it off at the time. It was easier to brush it aside, to pretend the flutter in her chest was just nerves from lying. But it wasn't nerves. And it wasn't just her. He started bringing her coffee without asking. She started wearing the hoodie he left at her place, even when he wasn't around. They kissed once at a family barbecue, just to keep up the act, but his hand lingered on her cheek, and she didn't pull away later that night. Alone in her apartment, she couldn't stop replaying it. The way he looked at her, the way she wanted more. Then came the beach trip. The shared Airbnb. One bed, one kiss they didn't plan. "You didn't have to kiss me like that," she whispered afterward, heart pounding like a drum. "I wasn't acting," he said simply, voice low. That should have been the moment. But fear is a stubborn thing. By the time her mother threw a surprise engagement party, complete with a custom cake and a slideshow of their love story, Riley felt the walls closing in. It wasn't supposed to go this far. She was fiercely independent, careful with her heart. This wasn't the plan. So she pulled away, avoided his calls. Told herself it was better to end it before they lost their friendship, before she lost herself. She convinced herself it had been just a game, a well-played performance, till he showed up at her door. "You don't get to pretend none of it mattered," Liam said. He looked tired, hurt. "Maybe it started as a lie, but everything after that was me falling in love with you." She didn't know what to say, so she said nothing. Weeks passed. Then one evening, she stood at his doorstep, rain in her hair, a crumpled post-it in her hand. She pressed it into his palm. "I'm done pretending," it read. He opened the door. She stood there, raw and shaking. "I don't know how to do this perfectly," she said, voice trembling. "But I know I miss you, and I think I've loved you longer than I've admitted. Maybe we could try again? For real?" Liam didn't say a word. He just stepped forward, pulled her into his arms, and kissed her like none of it had ever been fake. Because now finally it wasn't.